In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, dear friends and fellows, there is a beautiful article in the hands, and that article has been written by Roselle Umlas. Roselle Umlas is a researcher, author, and in the field of psychology. This is quite a beautiful article, and the caption of this article, the title of this article is, 10 small habits 10 small habits that makes you less likable. 10 small habits that makes you less likable. We want to be likable, and we want to be more likable. True or not? Yes, indeed. Not only we want to be likable, rather we want to be more likable. But these are, if at all we want to become more likable, then we do have to know about these 10 small habits, and then we need to avoid that. Then we need to protect ourselves from that. First of all, she says constantly interrupting others. Nobody wants to be interrupted again and again repeatedly. We want we don't want to be interrupted. We want that I should complete my talk properly and well, and that is really important for each one of us. If at all we don't want to be interrupted again, I or you don't want to be interrupted again and again, then we do need to take care about the other people as well. So that is the first thing. The second thing is, talking too much about yourself. Obviously, off and on, we do have to talk about ourselves. We do have to speak about ourselves, but for most of the time, if at all someone else is talking about oneself, it is less likable. It will make them less likable and not more likable at all. So we need to take care of it. We don't have to talk about us so often, so frequently. Number three, being, one upper, being one upper. So what is the purpose and the meaning of this being one upper? If at all I or you have said something, the other person says something on the same topic but a bit bigger one. If at all we have said or told one thing, the other person is talking something similar which is more bigger and more deeper, in this in that way. So that is being one upper, and this one upper is not liked at all by the people. Now the fourth is not listening. All of us want to be listened and listened well. All of us want to be listened well. So we need the good listeners. If at all we want the good listeners, the other people also like the good listeners. The bad listeners are not liked at all. So we have to, we have to listen well to other people. Number four. Number five, she says not respecting personal space. Personal space is very important for each one of us. Personal space is really important, and it cannot be, it cannot be violated at all. It should not be violated at all. We can't get closer to another person more closer than the other person admits us. We can't talk about us if at all it is too personal. If it is personal without the permission, we cannot talk like that at all, dear friends. Not respecting personal space. Number 5. Number 6, she says being negative all the time. Being negative, it's really really bad. We must be positive for all the time, and we must be positive for all the time, dear friends. Being negative, it's bad, but being negative for most of the time, that's really unbearable. For that reason, we don't need to be we don't need to be negative at all. Let's be positive. Let's be hopeful, and let's expect good from the people and from the nature and from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. The fifth is, and the sixth is being negative all the time. The seventh is being flaky. What is this flaky? It actually means unreliable, or it means eccentric or unconventional. Nobody mean usually unconventional, and the eccentric people are not liked at all. But as for the unreliable people are concerned, those are absolutely unreliable. So we don't need to be flaky at all. So that was number 7. Number 8, she says, not taking responsibility for your actions. We do have to take the responsibility for our actions, and we cannot do this. So if at all somebody does this, that not taking the responsibility for one's action, it actually means that they are not going to be liked by other people at all, because those people are liked who do take responsibility. So we do have to take the responsibility, and we do have to avoid this habit of not taking responsibility for your actions. Number 9, Rosale Umlas says being judgmental. We don't have to become judgmental at all. We don't have to become judgmental at all, my dear friends and fellows. That's really, really, really bad. Judging other people, that's not good at all. We don't have got the right for that. We no, we don't want us. We don't want that someone should be judging us in the same manner. We don't have the right to judge the other people at all. So being judgmental, it is disliked and not liked at all. Now that was number 9. Number 10 is not showing gratitude. Being grateful if at all somebody has done a favor to us, so we must be grateful towards them, and we cannot afford to become ungrateful toward them at all. We cannot afford to become ungrateful towards them at all. So we know need to show the gratitude, even if at all somebody has done a very small favor. But if at all somebody has done a big favor, we must be very grateful to those people, dear friend. This was the article of Rosale Umlas, 10 small habits that makes you less likable. First is, you know, uh, first is constantly interrupting others. The second is talking too much about yourself. The third is being one upper, and the fourth is not listening. The fifth is not respecting personal space. The sixth is being negative all the time, and the seventh is being flaky. Eighth is not taking responsibility for your action. Ninth is being judgmental, and tenth is not showing gratitude. So these are the 10 small habits which makes a person less likable. So we don't have to become less likable. We want to become more likable, and if at all we want to be more likable, then we need to identify if at all there is any more than one habit in ourselves. Then we need to get rid of that, and this is very important if we want to become likable. Thank you.